Hello everyone, welcome to my class. Today, in the field of business, we are going to choose an amazing discipline that is called research. As we know, business have to make very expensive decisions, so the field and discipline of research is very important in the life of business. If the field is very important, then we also have to choose the tools very carefully. So, we are going to study our today's topic, that is a software that is called SPSS, owned by a very famous company called IBM. So let's see what we are going to study today. We are going to study a very basic introduction of IBM SPSS software. We are also going to study why we should use it. We are also going to study the moment you open a SPSS software, what are the things you see and what is the meaning of those things, also called the immediate interface. So, as we can see, we have a table. And what do we have in the table? Yes, we have a data. In order to learn more about a data, in order to know more about a data, we have to study, we have to communicate with it, we have to know more about it, and that is why we call it a interaction. There are many words we use for interaction. Let's see them. Yes, very famous word analysis, very famous word insight, and the word we just use interaction. All the words let us know more about the data. And in the field of research, we called it analysis. When I was young and I was in my school, I used to use this software in order to know more about the data that is known as MS Excel. But when I start doing my research, when I go in bigger decisions in companies, I have to shift my focus on a new data tool that is called SPSS. The full form of SPSS is Statistical Package for Social Sciences. It means it is mostly applied on social sciences variables like economics, like politics, like words like sales, age, satisfaction, and it has all the amazing tools which can use to analyze the data. Let's learn the basic introduction of SPSS. Yes, SPSS is a statistical analysis software, but it is a advanced statistical analysis software. SPSS is not used for qualitative data analysis, it is used for quantitative data only. SPSS is a software that was owned by SPSS On Corporation and it was made by it in 1968. But in 2009 it was purchased by International Business Machine, that is IBM. And till today it is owned by it. Today SPSS has 30 versions and the latest version is V31, that is version 31. IBM called it IBM's SPSS Statistics V31. And the amazing thing is, its logo is not like this, but it actually is like this. So if you open V30 and V31 version, you will see this logo. What makes SPSS amazing is the integration of artificial intelligence in it. Now it is more customizable, also very easy to use for the users. Now the major question comes in our mind is that why we should use an SPSS software. Yeah, we have some reasons. The first and the most basic reason is that we should analyze the data with it. Yes, it can do advanced analysis, but it can also do simple analysis as well. That is why we should use it. We also know that we put very hard work on many days in collecting the data and processing it. In the end, we all desire good results and good and accurate results. So SPSS is very reliable and accurate software. Only if our results of analysis are accurate and reliable, only then our interpretation can be good, only then our conclusion can be good, and only then we can make a very good report. It is not true that it is a reliable and accurate analysis software, but people also prove it. In 2026 Trust Radius Award, which is a famous award, IBM SPSS received the best quality software in statistical analysis category according to customer feedbacks. It is razor sharp, it's very quick, and it has high quality function in it. That is why many organizations and researchers use this software. So finally we know the reason why we should use it. Let's try to know how does it looks like. Let's take our laptop and open V30 or V31 version. When we double click it, what we see is this interface. These small cells and these small boxes and this whole combination of boxes is called a spreadsheet. But in SPSS software, it is called a data editor spreadsheets. As we can see in the picture, we have two spreadsheets. One is the data view and one is the variable view. In order to interact with the data and know more about data, we have to put the data in these sheets. So we have how many sheets? We have two sheets, data view and variable view sheets. Let's see a data view sheet. This is how a data view sheets look like. We have rows written as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we have the columns written with a code called VAR, known as a variable. Now let's look at the variable view. In variable view, we have the same thing. Rows represents 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But the columns look different. They are name, type, width, decimal, label, values, missing, column, align, and measure. Understanding both these views is very crucial to start using the software SPSS. So let's start our journey with the keyword this. This is a data, but in SPSS this is called a dataset. A dataset is the amount of data you put in SPSS for analysis. Now let's see a variable view. For example, if we have a data of respondent 1 and 2, gender male and female, and English marks are 40 and 31, how does a variable view looks like? In order to know this, we must know the rows and column. As we know, the rows represent the name of a variable. A variable here is a gender and the English marks. The column represents the property of that variable. What is the property of a gender? What is the property of a English marks? Do you know how many properties are there? Yes, there are 10 properties in SPSS that we have to fill before we start doing an analysis. Let's learn about these properties because they are very crucial before we move further. Let's know about a name. A name, yes, a name is the name of a variable. But in SPSS software, before you write a name of a variable, you must take into mind few things. You must start a variable with a letter and there will be no space between two words. If you want to put space, the only way to put space, you have to put an underscore between two words. The name is only used for writing a short name for the variable. Now let's learn another column of a variable view called the type. In a type, we write down which type of variable it is. Does it have numerics? Does it have comma? Does it have dots? Is it a numeric with scientific notation? Is it a numeric having dates? Is it having numbers that have dollars? Is it a number that have custom currencies? Is that a number which have alphanumeric numbers? Is it a number that have restricted numerics? So there are 9 types of variable. With this video, our objective is to teach these variables in a very easy way. Let's learn this type one by one. A numeric looks like a normal number, 1, 10, 100, 1000. But we all know that after 1 we generally put comma, and we know after 10 in 10,000 we after 10 we put a comma. If a number is not like that, you're generally referring to a comma. In comma we put numbers like this: 1, 10, 1 comma 1000, 10 comma 1000. So your variable can take this form. Your variable can also take this form as well, of dot. Instead of comma we use a dot in its place. Now it looks like 1.000, 10.000. Now the numerics can take also scientific notation form known as 1 or 1e plus 1. E represents 10's power plus 1 represent 10 power 1. So we know 10 power 1 is 10. These are known as scientific notation of writing a variable. The numbers can also take a form of dates as well in a variable. Dates can be like 14th of January 2026, and in SPSS there are many ways to write dates. Let's talk about a dollar. If your variable have numbers but the number have dollar sign in front, then it will become a dollar type of variable. The dollar is a currency, but you can also customize the currency. You can make the currency in rupees as well. So then another type of variable we have is a custom currency variable. Now the variable can also be string as well. A string is a combination of numbers and alphabets, like a roll number, like a number plate of a car. They are string. If this type of variable you have, you can use a string as a type of variable. You can also use restricted numeric. Restricted numeric starts with 0 and they can never have a negative number. So you can write so many types of variable, and the most famous one are numerics and strings. But remember, the default of O type of variable that SPSS give you is numeric. You can change it in the settings. Let's learn about one more column of SPSS called width. Width, for example, if you have a width is equal to 5, it means it can only take 5 numbers in it. For example, the width of a variable is 46789. It means it will not accept 467892. It can only accept within this range of 5. It can accept 4, it can accept 46, it can accept 467. But if you are writing 4, it will make this as 0004. If you're writing 46, it will make 00046. Let's learn about another column of SPSS called decimal. We write so many data in decimal as well, but if you specify decimal as 2, it means SPSS will write the number only up to 2 decimal. It means if you're writing 3.14, it will not accept 3.147. Let's learn about one more column called label. We know we have written name of a variable, but if you want to explain it more, you can use label. For example, if you write the name of the variable as time travel, you can explain it little more in the label column by writing time travel by student from university to home. Do you know this is something that will be represented in your graphs, in your charts, on your x-axis and y-axis. Now let's know about the values. As we know that whenever we analyze data, in order to do mathematical calculation, we have to give codes to the questionnaires filled by the questionnaire options filled by the respondent. So giving codes to a categorical variable is called values. So we fill values. For example, if we have a value 0, we label it as good. If we choose a value 1 for best, then we will label it as best. And if we choose a code 2, we give a value 2 and label it as excellent. So it is basically used for categorical variable. Let's learn about one more column of SPSS called missing. Now whenever we analyze a data, we don't want SPSS to take wrong values. Missing is a value which you don't want SPSS to take when he is analyzing a mathematical calculation. For example, you tell SPSS not to use 56 in calculation. If he see 56, don't take it. You can also specify SPSS the range of numbers you don't want it to take. For example, 30 to 70 will not be counted by SPSS. Now let's take one more column of SPSS called column. In column, you define the width of a column. It means how wide you want all the columns to be in SPSS. Now let's leave one more column of SPSS called align. Aligns means where do you want the cells to show data. If you're writing something in a cells, where do you want to show it? Little left or little right? Or it can be in the center. And the last column of variable view is measure. Measure is very crucial in SPSS. Every data has some quality with which it is measured. Let's see with the example. For example, if you have a gender is only a name. If your variable has level of measurement that is only a name, then you call that variable as nominal measure. If your variable is satisfaction, it can have orders, okay? It can have low satisfaction, high and medium. So it has ordinal scale or ordinal level of measurement. If a variable is a age can be a real number only. It can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 14 and 35, stuff like that. Such real numbers are measured and written in SPSS as scale. They are scale variables. Their level of measurement is scale. So in SPSS we have 3 measurement levels: scale, ordinal and nominal. Anything of real number is a scale. Anything that have order is ordinal, and everything that can only be represented by a name is a nominal measurement level. So with this we learned about the variable view. As we can see this picture, it's a variable view and we have studied all the points in this variable view: name, type, width, decimal, label, values, missing, column, align and measure. As we know, the rows represent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the name of a variable, and the column in the variable view have so many meanings. Name represents something different, type represents something different properties of a variable, width represent different properties of a variable. So all variable view studies the properties of a variable. But remember, whenever you write name of a variable in the name column, every variable name you will write will be represented in the data view on the cell called VAR. VAR will change into gender, VAR will change into English marks. So the name of variable will be presented in the place of VAR. Let's learn more about the data view. In data view, if we have a data, the rows it can only represent numbers. In data view, there are only numbers. You will not see any word. And in data view, we have rows which represent the number of respondents and the column represents the name of variable. As we have seen that all the VAR in a data view will change into the name of variables. So we have studied today an amazing topic of SPSS. We studied 3 different topics. We studied about the basic introduction of SPSS. We also studied why we should use an SPSS. And we also studied what do we see when we immediately open the interface of SPSS and what is the meaning of all those terms in a very detailed way. So thank you so much. I hope to see you in our next lecture.